Welcome back to my LEGO vlog. Today is December 1st, 2015, and today is the first day of the LEGO Advent Calendar. If you're not familiar, LEGO makes 3 Advent Calendars each year. There's LEGO City, LEGO Friends, and LEGO Star Wars. I'm a fan of the LEGO City Advent Calendar. I've been collecting them for 2 years. This will actually be my 3rd year, and my wife and I are about ready to open up our first night tonight. I know some people do it in the morning. We find evenings to be more convenient. It's just kind of exciting because we go back and forth every day. We'll kind of switch off, and each person will get to open up a box. So I thought I would take some time here tonight to show you my collection of LEGO City Advent Calendar pieces that I've collected over the last 2 years, just to show you what to expect if you've never collected an Advent Calendar before. I guess the first thing to show you are my Advent Calendar boxes. This is for my first year. This is LEGO City Advent Calendar 60024. This kind of gives you an idea of what you can expect to find inside of all the little minifigures and pieces and Christmas trees, even an astronaut. But unfortunately, the first year I didn't save the whole box. This is just the front panel, and I saved it just because I had this back piece that I intended to display the Advent Calendar stuff on, all the different pieces, and I was going to show that off the next year on this as like a display. But the next year I made up for that and I kept the whole box. This is 60063. This is the 2014 Advent Calendar, and you can see the different theme. There are some repeated themes here, like the Christmas tree. Santa Claus is always in there. But the nice thing about this is it gives you an idea of what you can expect when you open one of these up. You flip this around. These are the boxes at the top that you open up. Every day is numbered from 1 to 24, and you open those up, and inside you find a build. In this case, it was a police officer minifigure, and then they go down here. So last year what I did, I didn't even end up using that other one that I kind of tossed away there. I used this, and I kept 2013 and 14 all over this, and it was a really cool setup. It was really just like filled with stuff. And speaking of stuff, here's a wide shot of everything that I've collected over the last 2 years, and extra little goodies over here. So let's take a look at everything that's in here. We'll start, as I just throw that on the floor down here. We'll start over here. These are the minifigures all loaded across here, and here are the 2 Santa Clauses. They are very similar. There is a little bit of a difference. This Santa Claus, I think, was from the first year, and as you can see, he has silver eyebrows. This one has brown eyebrows. I definitely like this one more, but I do like that this one has a cookie. You have a race car driver and the race car. I think the race car might have come in multiple builds. Like it wasn't just one day you build a race car, but they didn't come together. But you can see how that kind of builds up. Here you have the bank robber who is on I guess it's a snowmobile, very tiny one, but that's a fun little build. Moving over here, you have the baker, and then you have the little girl that's on ice skates. Police officer with a coffee mug and handcuffs. There's 2 dogs. They came from 2 different years, so you can probably figure in that you're getting a dog each year. In fact, I have my new Advent Calendar here that hasn't been opened yet, and I can see a dog right on the front there. So it kind of gives it a little bit away, knowing what you're going to get, even though you don't know what day it's going to be. Moving back behind here, you have another police officer. You've got, I guess back here you have the little kid with the remote control toy, and there's going to be different cars you'll see there. Astronaut, like I pointed out earlier, just kind of random, not sure how that really fits in, but it is city, so it works. There's a female firefighter. There's a wizard. Back here you have another thief who has a scarf, and he's got some tools. Another police officer, a nice snowman, kind of a ghetto snowman, and then you got a kid on a tricycle. So that was 2 different builds as well, but it looks good together. And then once you move over here, you got 2 Christmas trees. One I think is better than the other one. I like this one better than that one. I guess maybe just because it has a base on it. Back here you got some just background. You can put like the little fireplace, and then you have the little window back there. Over here it's sort of like a dining room. There's even a Lego turkey in here. I never had one of those in my collection before. You got a snowball thrower, a table. This is for the gas pump for the race car that we looked at earlier. And then as you move forward, you got a couple sleds. Here's a sled here, one there, and then you got one here. So there's 3 different sleds, and usually Santa Claus is pulling those. And then we get over here, you got a grill, a stocking, and then this stuff I really love. These are all the little toys that came out of this. So you have a train, which I think is probably my favorite one. I like that little micro scale train. Other little toys, airplanes, there's a remote control. You got gifts. I'd have to say that's also a really good one. You got the little crane that actually has some motion to it. A boat. And then back here, this is like a mailbox you can drop letters into. And speaking of letters, I think there's probably some in here. These are all the bags of like little extra goodies that I kept set aside. So that's I don't know what year's what, and I had some extra ones. So I have 3 bags for some reason, even though there's only 2 different Advent calendars. But yeah, that's a lot of extra little stuff that you can add to all your minifigures. I just kind of set that aside because what I'll end up doing is probably displaying all these with my new stuff, and I'll accessorize everybody and get them all set up. So there is everything that came with this, and that's a lot of stuff for 2 years. And each of these is $30, so that's $60 worth of stuff. I guess you could consider that good or bad, considering it's nothing really substantial, just a bunch of different stuff. But look at the number of minifigures that came out of that. That's pretty decent. If you want to look at this year's advent calendar, here it is. I'm not going to do daily videos on this because I feel like there's too many of those already, but there are some really cool things on this. The first thing that I really noticed that I like is that airplane, and then Santa's train is also pretty sweet. I showed you the dog. There's a couple kids. They're roasting marshmallows there. Another snowman. I don't know how that compares to the one that I have, but I think that one's a lot nicer. It's got a pretzel in its hand for some reason. Looks like we're getting another snowmobile, which I think that snowmobile certainly beats the one that I showed you earlier. And then you got a photographer back there. This guy looks like another police officer. And I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff in here that's not shown. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fun time, and we're about ready to crank into this. That's a look at my Lego City Advent Calendar collection. I've only been doing it for 2 years, but you can see the pieces are really starting to stack up. I'll probably do a video on this Advent Calendar once it's all finished. I'll show you my full display with all 3 years stuff on it, which I hope turns out really well. I thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.